Well?
Beautiful. I didn't know you were in the diamond business, Harry.
I'm not. That's why I'd like to sell it to you.
I'm glad you're not a competitor. Where'd you get it?
Out of the ground by proxy. One of the assets of a company I acquired.
Well, I can give you two prices for it. $150,000 the way it is, $250 if it's properly cut.
Well, the second price interests me.
I thought it would. But by properly cut, I mean an expert job. A journeyman butcher would hack it to pieces, even with the best equipment. You need a master.
Like Carl Van Root?
How do you know him?
We were friends a long time ago in Amsterdam.
Van Root was the best cutter in the trade, but he's retired.
He was retired. I sent him a wire this morning. I'm sure he'll do it for me.
Where's he living now?
California, La Jolla. Probably baking the diamond dust out of his pores. I almost hate to bother him.
But you will.
For $250,000, what do you think?
I think I better start talking to some of my clients. Cash on delivery, of course.
Of course. Brad, would you come in here, please? Thanks for dropping by, Walt.
My pleasure, Harry.
Any answer on that wire to La Jolla, Brad?
Yes, Mr. Lime. Dear Mr. Lime, would be delighted to undertake cutting of stone. Looking forward to seeing you and discussing it further. Warm regards, signed Van Root.
Well, we go to La Jolla.
You'd better listen to this other one first. Under no circumstances will I attempt new project. Have permanently retired, signed Van Root.
Where'd you get that?
It came with this other one. We still go to La Jolla?
We still go to La Jolla.
Mr. Lime, it still seems odd to me, Van Root having an unlisted phone number.
Not really, Brad. He was something of a hermit even in the old days. I expect Liesel hasn't been able to change him.
Liesel?
His granddaughter. Was always rather fond of that girl.
Oh?
That's not what you think, Brad. She was 12 years old at the time.
Mr. Lime, I wasn't suggesting...
Of course not.
You startled me. I was just going to knock.
Is there something I can do for you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I must have the wrong room. I'm looking for the Hendersons.
There's no one here by that name. What's their room number?
404.
This is 304.
Oh, well, that explains it. I probably pushed the wrong button on the elevator. Sorry to bother you.
Is Foxcroft Road near the hotel?
Foxcroft? No, sir. I think that's out by the country club. Any cab will take you out.
Thank you.
I beg your pardon. Do you know anything about bullfights?
Yes, a little.
Good. My name's Frank Wheeler. I was wondering if you could settle a little argument between me and my wife.
Well, I'll try.
Well, we went to Tijuana yesterday, you know, for the bullfights.
Are you bothering this man, Frank?
I was just trying to get another opinion. Well, anyway, you know those things they stick in a bull's back?
Banderias.
Yeah, that's right. Well, my wife seems to think they're just to make the bull angry. I say they got another reason.
Well, they have. Sometimes the bull has a tendency to veer. The banderias compensate.
You see?
Well, I think it's a lot of nonsense. My husband neglected to introduce us. I'm May Wheeler.
Harry Lime.
Are you staying at this hotel, Mr. Lyon?
Yes, I am.
Well, so are we. We're from Wisconsin. Say, do you play cards, Mr. Lime?
You come here to see the scenery, and you want to sit in a stuffy room playing cards.
I'm just trying to be social.
I'll have to take a rain check, Mr. Wheeler. I'm afraid I have an appointment.
Well, that's the trouble with rain checks down here. It never rains.
You'll excuse me. Did you find your friend?
Oh, yes, thank you, I did. Sorry to have troubled you.
It's perfectly all right.
Mr. Lime.
I'm flattered you remember me. It's been a long time.
New York, wasn't it? You were helping me with my French?
You've grown up, Liesl. Is your grandfather home?
Yes, he's in the living room.
Well, may I come in?
Oh, yes, of course. Grandfather, you have a visitor.
Harry Lime. How are you?
Hello, Carl. How are you?
Fine, fine. But what are you doing in La Jolla?
I came to see you.
About that diamond? Sit down. But did you not get my telegram?
Yes.
I thought I made it clear.
Well, I had a hunch you'd reconsider if I came in person. Some good conversation, a glass of schnapps. I brought you a bottle from New York, Carl, your favorite brand. Liesl, would you get some glasses?
Thank you. You are very kind. But I am sorry I have not touched a cutting tool in years. I have lost the desire.
Well, this might convince you.
Magnificent stone.
It's quite a challenge, too.
But Harry, even if I wanted to help you, I could not do it. I am no longer capable. Look at my hands. I can hardly trust myself to shave. Diamond cutting is for younger men. Age is the enemy of precision.
And I can't convince you.
Under the circumstances, I am afraid not. I am sorry you have had to come so far.
Well, it wasn't a complete waste, Carl. Seeing your granddaughter again was worth the trip.
She is a fine girl.
Here's to you both.
And if you want that diamond cut, I can recommend Hess in New York or Janusik, both excellent craftsmen.
Thanks, Carl. I'll talk to them.
Well, goodbye.
Goodbye.
And thank you for the schnapps.
Thank you, Carl.
I'll see you to the door.
I'm afraid that's impossible. Well, the board will have to meet without me. Now, I'll be staying here for another 2 or 3 days.
Mr. Weir. Our key, please.
Well, if anything important comes up, you can reach me here.
Hello there, Mr. Lime. Enjoying your stay?
Yes, thank you, Mrs. Wheeler.
Well, why don't we have a drink?
Well, I'm afraid I have an appointment. Perhaps tomorrow?
Tomorrow? Then you're staying a while.
If you'll excuse me.
May I use the phone?
Please.
Well, Mr. Van Root left the house about 20 minutes ago. I believe he's taking a walk.
And the girl?
As far as I know, she's there. And alone.
Thanks, Brad.
Mr. Lime, the grandfather isn't home.
I know. I came to see you.
What is it, Mr. Lime?
I wanted to find out if you had anything to tell me.
I don't understand.
Liesl, something's happening here. What is it?
Happening? Well, nothing's happening. Nothing at all.
I received 2 telegrams a few days ago, signed by your grandfather. One of them said he was permanently retired. This one said he wanted to see me. You sent it, didn't you?
No.
Liesl, what are you hiding?
I don't know what you're talking about. Mr. Lime, please, don't go in there.
It's a complete diamond cutting workshop. It's quite elaborate.
He hasn't used it in years.
This equipment's new. I thought his hands shook, Liesl. Or do they only shake when I'm around?
Mr. Lime, please go. Look, I did send you that telegram. I thought maybe if you came out here you could help us, but believe me, everything's all right now. We don't need help.
Why don't you tell me about it?
I can't. You'll only ruin things for Grandfather.
Lisa,
please,
you must...
Please leave before he gets back.
If you change your mind, you can call me at the hotel. Still looking for the Hendersons?
Mr. Lime, I'd advise you to take the next plane back to New York. None of this is any of your business. This is all legitimate. My name is Morgan. I'm an insurance investigator. Right now, I'm on a special assignment.
What assignment and what company?
Well, that's confidential. Besides, it doesn't concern you.
It concerned me enough to have you listening at my door this morning. Now, why?
I can't tell you.
Perhaps Mr. Van Root can.
Now, wait a minute. Look, let me contact my district chief. I'll ask him if I can let you in on this.
Well, let's hope he says yes.
Why don't I meet you at your room in an hour?
All right, Mr. Morgan, 1 hour. And I'd suggest that you be there.
He's over an hour late, Mr. Lime.
You give me the phone, Brad? This is Mr. Lime in 304. I'm wondering if a friend of mine is staying in the hotel. Mr. Morgan? Yes. No, don't bring him. I'd like to surprise him. Room 237. Thank you. Yes.
This is Liesl Van Root. I have to talk to you right away. It's very important. Can you meet me in the hotel bar?
All right.
I'll be waiting. Please hurry.
Hello, Liesl.
Oh, Mr. Lime.
Mind if I join you?
No. Well, that is, I am expecting someone.
Well, if you're expecting Mr. Morgan, I'm afraid he won't be here.
What do you mean, won't be here? Well, how did you know?
Whiskey and soda, please. Have you ever seen this before, Liesl?
No.
I have. It's quite a famous necklace. El Espejo del Sol, the mirror of the sun. Or so the Sunday supplements call it. I thought it was in a private collection in Mexico.
I've never heard of it.
Haven't you, Liesl?
Mr. Lime, why are you asking me all of these questions? And how do you know Mr. Morgan won't be here?
Because he's dead.
Dead?
Why, hello again, Mr. Lyme. We seem to be constantly running into each other. Well, this time I insist that we all have a drink together. Right, dear?
Yes, my love, and I'm treating Mr. Lyme. Waiter!
Well, you found a very pretty young lady.
Liesl, Mr. and Mrs. Wheeler, Liesl Van Root.
How do you do, my dear?
How do you do?
Hello.
Do you live here in the hotel?
No, I live a few miles away.
Oh, a real native, huh? Well, you don't find many of those around these parts.
I just thought of something. My dear, I wonder if you'd do me a favor.
What is it?
Well, I have a niece just about your age, and I saw a lovely handbag in the hotel gift shop. Now, my taste is rather old-fashioned. I wonder if you'd take a look at it with me. Give me some advice.
Well,
it won't take a minute. We'll be right back, Mr. Lyme.
Well, that's the way women are. Never can buy anything without moral support. She's a very pretty girl, Mr. Lyme.
She's an old friend.
What are you doing with Lyme? We told you to keep away from him.
I couldn't help it. I was sitting at the table and he came over.
Why were you here in the first place?
I wanted to see Mr. Morgan. I thought I could convince him to leave us alone.
That was a foolish thing to do.
But if he knows...
Don't worry about Mr. Morgan. He's our problem. Now you go home. I don't want you leaving the house again.
What about Mr. Lyme?
I'll handle him.
Do you do much traveling, Mr. Lyme?
A bit.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Downright therapeutic.
Well, I'm back again.
Where's Miss Van Root?
Oh, she wasn't feeling well, so she went home. She sends her apology.
There's nothing serious.
No, just a headache.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, there's nothing to stop the three of us from enjoying ourselves.
Pardon me, Mr. Lyme. Mr. Webster just called. He'd like you to come up to the room.
Thank you. I'm afraid you'll have to excuse me.
Try and come back if you can. We'll keep your drink cold. Oh, no, please. This one's on me.
Thank you. Mrs. Wheeler? Oh. I must have the wrong room.
Really, Mr. Lyme. This young woman said she wanted to see you. I'll be on the patio if you need me.
I thought you were going home.
Is that what she told you? That woman is horrible. She's behind all this, she and that husband of hers.
Oh.
I wasn't going to tell you about it, but now with the murder and all...
I take it the Wheelers aren't the wide-eyed tourists they pretend to be.
They're jewel thieves, Mr. Lyme. That necklace, the one you showed me the picture of, they stole it in Mexico and brought it to my grandfather.
For cutting?
Yes. You see, it's much too famous to sell as it is. But if it's recut, disguised, they can get a lot of money for it. They've been forcing Grandfather to make preliminary sketches. And tomorrow he starts the actual work.
Well, why didn't you go to the police?
Well, that's just it. We can't. They've been blackmailing us.
Why?
Well, a long time ago, before I was born, Grandfather killed a man in Norway. The Wheelers found out about it and they faced him with it in front of me. And he admitted the whole thing. That's why we can't go to the police. It would all come out and Grandfather would be arrested.
And Morgan traced the necklace.
I came here tonight to convince him to leave us alone. I would have offered him money, anything.
The Wheelers got there first. Liesl, I want you to stay here with Brad. I'm going to see your grandfather.
Why?
Because he has to go to the police.
Oh, no, please don't send him to prison. Oh, Mr. Lyme, please, he's an old man.
Would you rather have him cover up for 2 murders? Liesl, I don't like to do this, but I have to. Don't you see, the Wheelers have him where they want him. They can make him do anything they say.
I shouldn't have told you.
Well, if it's any consolation to you, Liesl, I'll let him make the choice. Brad. Take care of her, Brad. I'm sorry to disturb you, Carl, but I must see you.
Yeah, of course. Come in.
might as well get right to the point. Liesl came to me tonight.
I see. And she told you?
Just about everything. Including Norway.
What do you want me to do? Go to the police? If you know about Norway, you know I will be sent to prison for the rest of my life.
Carl, the Wheelers killed a man tonight.
What?
An insurance investigator named Morgan.
Oh, no, not murder.
Why don't you tell me the whole story?
Some other time. It's funny how we keep bumping into each other.
Yes, you might say it's even more than a coincidence.
Why did you have to kill Morgan?
Cause and effect, Carl. He knew we had the necklace.
I'm coming. There was no way
Nice timing, Brad.
Grandfather?
I'm sorry, my dear.
But I don't understand.
It's very simple. Your grandfather never killed a man in Norway or anywhere else. He wasn't being blackmailed. That was just a story he made up to keep you from going to the police. He was working with the Wheelers.
Is he telling the truth?
What was the name of the man you killed in Norway, Carl?
He...
How old was he? Where did he work?
He was...
You could never kill anyone, Carl. That's why you were so shocked at Morgan's murder.
Then it was just a lie to keep me quiet.
I want you to understand something, Liesl. I did it for you.
For me?
Over the years, I have lost a great deal of money. Bad investments, foolish speculation. Liesl, we had absolutely nothing at all to live on, not a penny. Believe me, I only wanted to see you happy.
Sell the gun, Carl. We have some arrangements to make.
Give it to him, Carl. If you want them to kill your granddaughter.
We won't touch her. That's a promise.
They'll have to, Carl. She knows too much. That's all right. You'll get the money for the necklace. That's what you wanted, wasn't it?
No. Carl, give me the gun.
Well, make up your mind, Carl. It's your decision now.
I am ashamed of myself.
Why? You were forced into this by the Wheelers. They threatened to kill your granddaughter, didn't they?
I do not understand.
That's why you wired me for help. You remember that wire, don't you, Brad?
Wire? Oh, yes.
You were just stalling until I could get Liesl to safety, isn't that right? Besides, the necklace hasn't been cut yet, so the owners probably won't press charges.
You're just trying to get him off. We'll tell the police he helped us.
Will you? You really think they'd believe you after you just killed Morgan?
Harry, I am very grateful. But after all I have done, why are you being so kind to me?
Because you deserve another chance, Carl. You're not dishonest. You just made a mistake.
Mr. Lime, you're a wonderful man.
Well, not exactly. There's a slight ulterior motive. See, I came all the way across country to have this cut by the best man in the business. I'd hate to lose him to the police.